gentlemen, boys and girls. So today we are going to review the Turtle 1. Actually, I think it's considered actually the Turtle Mark 1. Yeah, MK1. Uh, Mark 1. I've looked at it on the Armor Inspector, and we're going to go there and take a look at it. And you are going to see this is a lot like your AT-15 in the front. There's not the only difference is the Turtle Mark 1 doesn't have any real super big weak spots. The Commander's Hatch, obviously that's going to be a weak spot, but that's about the only weak spots from the front. Side on this, it's got a lot of side spaced armor on the side, so if you're able to, you can side scrape with this really well. But yeah, you got a 101 hull armor, so yeah, this thing's going to give people a lot of trouble, I think. Again, it's a lot like your AT-15. Um, get back all the way down here. Your TS-5, obviously, you've got, a big commander's hatch weak spot, but lower underneath in the center on the belly there, right underneath, you probably still can't see my mouse. Again, I still can't figure out why. But right underneath the teeth there, like dead center, just, I'd say about 3/4 of the way down if you shoot there, that's a huge weak spot on this. You can go right through just about every single time. But now you come back here to the Turtle Mark 1, you don't have that. You don't have that luxury. It does have a flat lower plate, a little bit of an angle to it, but it is pretty thick. But let's go over it real quick, then we're going to go to Armor Inspector and take a peek at that, and we'll just kind of go from there. It's a lot like, it's Big Brother, actually. The Tortoise there, except for the Tortoise has got, a big weak spot with the Commanders. Actually has kind of a Commander's Hatch / gunner port on the top left, where this does not have that. So the Commander's Hatch still is pennable, and it's probably about the weakest spot on this. So if you're driving it and you get hauled down, because it's got 10 degrees of gun depression, which is really nice, you just got to wiggle back and forth, and you're going to make it really hard to penetrate that Commander's Hatch, because it won't be able to hit it. And you can side scrape with it. It's got 20 degrees of gun traverse to the left and right, so you can probably angle it about like this and come out a little bit, from the building and get yourself some side scraping shots with it. And they're not going to be able to go through your side armor. At least on the track, I didn't look at, I imagine the hull's going to be the same. This is 101 on the side, so it's probably all the way up, except for the track. You're going to have spaced armor and a lot of it too. So, but anyways, let's go over this real quick. First, we'll start with the gun. It is really nice. 224 for your standard, and 253 for your premium, 54 for your HE, 330 average damage, and that is going to be phenomenal because the rate of fire on this thing, the way I have it set up right now, is fantastic. 330 for your standard and your premium damage, 430 for your HE. Average damage per minute stock setup is 2912, dispersion 0.36, aim time is 1.9. So all those are very workable once you add a crew in it and some goodies like your gun rammer vents and food and all that yummy stuff. I think the crew is still about like the Tortoise. Yeah, same amount. So you can use the crew out of your Tortoise, which I'm going to swap them around. It's just I don't have any gold in my account right now to do it. But I'll take the crew from my Tortoise and put it in the Turtle and use that, so I've got even a better crew, because I've got Brothers in Arms on that crew. So the stats I'm going to give you will actually be a little bit better once I get the crew switched around. But anyways, so get it where you guys can see these numbers a little bit better too. The rate of fire as of right now, the way I've got it set up before I move the crew from my Tortoise over to the Turtle, my rate of fire is 10.92 rounds a minute, so my reload is 5.49. So it's going to be closer to 5.3 something, 5.2 something once I get the Brothers in Arms and the crew swapped around, which will be very nice. Gun traverse speed 22.28, so not, I mean, it's just, it's a, tank destroyer, so 22.28, your gun's just, that's how fast your gun can move to the left and right, which, normally you're tracking targets anyways. It's not like you're trying to get it to go to the left as fast as possible. Usually you're following a tank moving along, and so that's plenty fast. Now if that were like traverse speed on a tank, I would say that's pitiful, but on a tank destroyer it's actually not too bad. Gun depression is great at -10 and +20. Gun traverse limits is 20 to the left, 20 to the right, so that's pretty good. Your aim time is 1.71 seconds, and once I get that swapped around again with the tortoise crew, that'll bump that down to 1.6 something probably, so even better. And my gun dispersion is 0.32, which with Brothers in Arms will bump that down to probably 0.31. So accuracy is getting even better, and my average damage per minute as of right now is 3604, and that'll probably be closer to 3700 with Brothers in Arms. Yeah, once I get the Brothers in Arms crew perk on there, oh yeah. You get a good slab of hit points at 1400. Armor is 254 in the front, 101 on the side, and 76 in the rear. So your best bet is to get on the rear of this. Don't waste your time shooting HE if you're in a tier 8 on this, even in the rear, because 76 is still pretty good. Even some tier 9s, you don't want to waste HE shells on the rear of the sides, because 76 is just, it's too thick for HE to do much of anything. Now if it were around 25 or 30, I'd say yeah, HE the crap out of it, but yeah, 76, it's just, that's just too thick for your HE shells. Now if you're in a E100 and you hit it with an HE shell, yeah, it might make a wee bit of a difference. She's pretty heavy at 60.65 tons, 800 horsepower engine. Your specific power to weight's 13.19. Top speed is a whopping 20 in forward, 10 in reverse. So it almost goes as fast forward as it does in reverse. 20, I mean, you got to figure they give these things great armor, but it's also going to be super heavy then, and then obviously you're not going to be fast. So you're looking at actually slower than T95 speed now, because T95 is actually, what, 25? I've piqued my own interest. Let's pop those out of there. Oh, nope, it's the same. 20 in forward, 10 in reverse. So it's exactly the same speed as the T95. So obviously, you're not going to get anywhere too fast. So you hopefully will know the maps, and you'll know which side to pick. Because this is not going to be one of those tanks that you can go, oh, I got all the way here on the west side and everything's happening on the east side, so now I'm going to roll on over there, because it'll take you half the match to get over there, and by the time you get over there, everybody's going to be on the west side, and you're going to be going, ah, shoot, now I got to go back to the west side. So hopefully you pick the right side where all the action's happening. Traverse speed's okay at 25.62. It doesn't spin super fast. You're going to be circle strafing meat for your EBRs, your wheeled vehicles, your fast light tanks. So yeah, they see this thing, they're going to think, that's 1,400 hit points of buffet, and they're going to come chew you up. My concealment, well, let's take this off right now. I think it's 13. 17.28. I did not go with the concealment perk. I went with the repair perk on everybody except for my radio operator. I went with situational awareness to get the view range out there, because view range was like only 360 stock. So the way I set it up was with gun rammer to help obviously your reload, and then I went with vents because that helps everything. The aim time was okay, pretty good. So I figured I'd go with vents to help that even more, in your view range, and your reload, and your dispersion. Your vents help everything, and then I went with your binocular telescopes to help with your view range to get it out there. because that got me out to 496 without the binocular telescopes. It was like 360. And then I added the vents, which bumped it up to like 370 something. And then I put the binocular telescopes, which really got me out there quite a bit. And the food also. Signal range is 635. Wow, that's kind of low. Usually it's around 800, which, I mean, that doesn't really make a huge, it's not like a deal breaker. But you can see what a big difference these things make. 'Cause right now my concealment's 17.28, and you go up to these crew perks and you do natural cover. Basically it adds 10, 11 to it. Yeah, 27.3. So almost, doubled what it was. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so this is the Turtle Mark 1. And yeah, if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll have some gameplay for you and some post-game stats. So hold on, ladies and gentlemen, and I will be right back. Well, first we're going to do, I'm sorry, I almost forgot to do the Armor Inspector. So if you want to hold on for a minute, we'll do Armor Inspector, and then we'll do some gameplay and post-game stats. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, so here we are in Armor Inspector. And I just wanted to have it set up kind of what it's going to look like, side scraping angle, so you can see with 20 degrees of gun arc to the left and right. Yeah, you can definitely side scrape with this, and you can see at that angle when you pull out. This is all, if you go to shoot for the tracks, all you're going to do is knock his track off. That's all spaced armor, 500 and some effective armor, and it's just going to absorb the shot and do nothing. And even on the side here, you're looking at automatic ricochets all the way along on the side. That's 500 millimeters of armor. Um, so yeah, this will be definitely a side scraping beast. Actually, you're probably going to want to side scrape off the other side, so you can hide that commander's hatch, because you can see it doesn't stick up. That is definitely going to be a hard thing to hit. But if you can hit it, it's only like 120 some millimeters thick, 130. So that's going to be your go-to target right there. Um, straight on, you're looking at 260 millimeters across the top. So that's pretty darn thick. Around the gun mantle, you got spaced armor, so that's 600. Oh, yeah, you're not going through that gun mantle. Even around the gun mantle, you're still up at, you got a 9% chance. And that's with this gun that's on the Turtle Mark 1. It always sets it up with whatever tank you're looking at. It automatically sets it up as that's versus that gun. But you can always change it. Let's say we'll go to, we'll pop tier 9 in there, and we'll say, you see a lot of E75s. So now that'll be the gun that will be, versus the 75. And it might bump up the, yeah, see, it gives it a little bit better chance, 35% chance. But that's against, you're in a tier 8 Turtle Mark 1, and that's an E75 gun. And then you can change that and go to your premium round, and it'll bump it up even more. Now you got a 77% chance to go through that upper thing. So it really depends on what gun, you're going against when you see those numbers. Obviously it's 207 millimeters thick. That number's not changing. All it's changing is, what percentage do you have to be able to go through that, depending on what gun you have highlighted down here. So if you see a 35.6 percent chance, that's because you're going against an E75. So you can go down here. Let's go against a Type 4 Heavy. So now let's go against a big bad PZB2 740F. Now if you look at it, you have no chance. It says bounce everywhere. So basically the only thing you really want to pay attention to is the effective armor. But we'll just go ahead, whoops, change that back over to at least a tier 8. And we'll say tank destroyer, and there it is. We'll go back to the way it was set up. I was just showing you that in case you've never used Armor Inspector and you want to use it, give you a little idea how to use it. It's pretty cool. But anyway, so yeah, straight on, that upper plate, not easy. Not easy at all. It's got some angling on the left and right side of it, so you're looking at about 230, 240 I'd say about 230 millimeters thick right on that area. And then this lower area would be the upper plate, about 220. So it's pretty darn thick. That strip across there is still about 230 something. Lower plates 190. And if they angle it, if they over angle it, you're looking at this is going to be an over angle. Like right about there is an over angle. If they're back just right about there, they can be angled that far, and that's going to absorb it into the tracks. So you got to make sure that if you're trying to knock the track off and you want to do damage, make sure that they're almost close to almost straight, even Steven right across from you. But you can see that even at that angle, that just really, knocks your armor way up there. So if they angle this thing at all, you have absolutely like no chance of penetrating the superstructure there. And you still only have yeah, it's still 240 millimeters thick on the side. So you really want to get it a full-on side shot to go in. And I mean, that's still even, look at that, 152, 100 millimeters. Yeah, this thing is an armored beast, man. This is going to be something you want to shoot in the butt. And that's still 76 millimeters thick. I mean, you're going to have tier 6s that can't even pen this thing in the rear. I mean, you start angling this thing. I mean, you're like 112, 108. Yeah, you got tier 6s if they come up against this thing, won't even be able to pen it in the rear if it's angled a little bit. I mean, wow. So, yeah, if you see this thing and you're in a tier 6, go for the track right on the side and just sit there, and hopefully you can go through his drive wheel to keep him perma-track, and just keep popping rounds right through his drive wheel to do damage. That's going to be your best bet if you're in a tier 6. Even tier 7s are really going to struggle against this. It is definitely got some good armor. Tier 8s, obviously aim for the commander's hatch. Lower plate if they're straight on, drive wheel area, or on the side if you're in a tier 8. Yeah, this thing is quite the beast. It's pretty nice. Come on, ta-da! That's our visual. Oh, there we come. Just taking a little bit to come up. Wow, that is dark. This is just got released today, so I imagine there's definitely something wrong with the the live model there. But yeah, you could see this thing it is a beast. Gonna be a slow moving beast, but it is a beast. And it's got some good angle on that upper plate too. Yeah, you get a little bit of an angle on that thing, you're just gonna bounce all day long. But yeah, anyways, if you want to hold on for a minute, we'll have some gameplay and some post-game stats, so I will be right back. I am going to show you guys one very lucky EBR 105 driver. So I was using my 183 and I got this shot off into an IS-7 in the side for 1,686 damage. And I hit an EBR 90. I just finished him off and I didn't even hit him. Basically, he was right in front of me and he was trying to finish me off because I was like, well, I didn't have much of any hit points. I think I had like 50 hit points and he was just trying to get me real quick. So I just pointed the gun and pulled the trigger and hit him for 367, finished him off. I did hit his track or his wheel, so it contacted the body, so that Hesh round just kabloom, just tore him apart. But the funny one here is this EBR 105. Check that out. If my round would not have hit that gun, I would have done full damage and just decimated him. But he was booking along. Obviously, I led the shot, but he had his. You can't see where the gun's kind of, aimed when they're moving along so fast. But yeah, I pulled the trigger and you could see the round was flying right at him and it hit that darn gun. If it wouldn't have hit his gun, that gun ate literally all the damage because it only did 507. If you can hit an IS-7 for 1,686 and that thing's got spaced armor and good armor, and you only do 507 to an EBR 105, that guy must have been praying to the RNG gods, and he might want to go play the lottery. What a lucky dude. He got lucky. But thought you guys would get a kick out of that. Alrighty, so here we are on Live Oaks in the Teartail Mark 1, all Tier 8 match, and, well, you got a couple options in this map. Well, with a tank destroyer, I could have went over to the tree over here, but with the speed of this, by the time I got over there, that position's probably going to be spotted by anything that's, down in the water. Oh, look at this. You can see my mouse now. I forgot. But anything that would have got down in this water could have spotted me, so I decided I was going to try and help push along the tracks. Now, you can see I'm moving the gun to the left and right on purpose to show you the speed of the gun, how, a traverse it's got a real slow gun traverse, and so when your gun moves to the left and right, it is pretty darn slow. But I stop every once in a while. I let my binocular telescopes kick in and see if I can get any shots at anything. Didn't have any luck, but I just kind of kept pushing forward. We've got a Centurion 1, a T-44, heading down the railroad tracks. So not a whole lot heavy-wise going with us this way, which was kind of unfortunate. If we would have had a heavy, at least one heavy with us, we probably would have had better odds of winning this side, but when you have no heavies and basically it's mediums and a couple tank destroyers, this side's pretty much already lost. So we're just gonna kind of keep pushing forward and see if we get anything lit up to where we can get shots off on it. So I'll pop up every once in a while on the tracks, kind of stop, let my binocular telescopes kick in, see if I get any shots. If not, then I'll move forward some more. So far, no luck. And unfortunately, here in a minute, and I don't have 6th Sense on this yet, that'll be the next crew skill that I work on, because I got Brothers in Arms right now. That I felt is a lot more important to have on something to help your rate of fire and aim time and all that stuff. But so here in a minute, once I get spotted, the artillery shells just start flying in like there is no tomorrow. Now pretty much, and here come the arty shells, and guess what, guys? They don't stop. The artillery player on the enemy team just focused me until pretty much I was dead. So the other 14 players on the team, they have a good game, but poor old tank and trucker does not. So some of the shots I took were kind of just, well, basically take a shot and hope it goes through. Oh, guess what? Another arty shell. Oh, gee whiz. Now the 5100, he gets a shot into us, and I'm getting reloaded, but of course I'm stunned. But once I'm unstunned, I put a shell through the 5100, but yeah, he was able to put, I'm pretty sure he went through our lower plate. Yeah, if they hit that lower plate, it's going to go right through it. Pretty simple. Otherwise, they're going to have to try for that commander's hatch. But yeah, this game was pretty much ruined for me by artillery on the enemy team. I mean, he did his job. He more than likely, and I will pause to see. And well, he doesn't have XVM. I'm kind of surprised. I figured maybe he was using XVM to figure out who to shoot at, but I think I just got, I was the lucky pick of the litter because of the fact I was in this, and every time we'd pop up to take a shot, I mean, I was trying for weak spots, and here I accidentally, and guess what, another arty shell. I do put it on HE, and I only hit pen him for 60, but I probably should have left it on HE just to keep doing a little bit of damage to him, because basically we were just bouncing off each other. I would shoot and bounce, he would shoot and bounce. It was just back and forth. And every time and you can see we're getting hit with premium rounds, and artillery just, I mean, literally, basically just ruined this match for me, because now, and guess what, another arty round. Oh, I love artillery, I really do. And somebody, like I said, sent me that message, calling me a swine or something because I defended artillery a little bit. And I was only talking about artillery being good for the simple... he got down before I had a chance to actually get a shot off on him. And we bounce again. And I could have probably put it on premium rounds, but at that angle, more than likely, I would have bounced. And we get hit by artillery again. Go figure. So I think that's 6 or 7. That might be the 7th time I've been hit by artillery. And I've got myself and a Ferdinand, and our T-44 has basically left us high and dry. He's heading across that way. I don't know if he was trying to get spots on somebody else, but I figured, okay, I'm going to use this carcass here to try and protect myself from arty shells. And there was another arty shot just landed in front of me, so he just took another shot at me, completely missed. I think he shoots at me again and goes behind me here in the water in a minute. But yeah, this just not a good position for me. Let me rephrase that. Not a good position for me with artillery dropping rounds on my head every, 15, 16 seconds. Thought I was going to be able to get a shot off and go through his upper plate, but no such luck. And that arty round you can see just hit behind us. That's what that splash was right there. And once again, I'm trying to go for his commander's hatch. We hit his commander's hatch, but we don't pen it, and he's shooting premium rounds, and he bounces off, I believe, off our commander's hatch. You can see that white streak. Those white streaks or white marks are all rounds that have bounced off us. And they're hitting me in the hardest place to even try penning it. Where that green mark is in the commander's hatch. Oh, look at that, another artillery round. My gosh, I would have never thought artillery would be shooting at me. Oh, God, I tell you, I was so freaking pissed during this match because, I mean, literally, that's like, I think the 9th or 10th time I've been shot at by artillery. And I'm just thinking, if artillery is focusing on me, then what the hell happened to the rest of the team? I mean, well, now I'm on fire, and the Bulldog just took me out. Yeah, we just didn't have what we needed for backup on this side. This match was lost as soon as it started with all the heavies that went into the city. If we would have had at least, like I said, one heavy that would have went with us, so we had some armor coming this way that could push to back them up, like they're Carnarvon over here, we probably would have had a really good chance of winning. But due to the fact that we had no heavies go this way, we had 2 tank destroyers and 1 medium basically. Excuse me, till the end that other Turtle Mark 1 finally shows up and he's just getting decimated. Yeah, he's getting hit in the side from the rear. Just, yeah, this match was just a kind of a waste, but it was unfortunate. That was my first match, and I always show you my first match. Lose, win, or draw, good, bad, or 300,000 damage or 3 damage. I show you what happens in the first match, and unfortunately, that's what happened. We just weren't able to pull anything out of our magical hat to pull off a win. But anyways, I'm not going to torture you with the rest of this match. It ends up just being a loss. Our Scorpion G probably never moved from that spot throughout the whole match. And then when he does, he goes over there and he just gets annihilated. But hey, whatever. Anyways, yeah, if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll have another match, a little more gameplay for you, and hopefully the next one is a wee bit better, because this one just absolutely sucked. Oh, and then we didn't have any artillery support. That really doesn't help when you have no artillery support. But this Scorpion G now gets spotted because he was kind of in a good spot hiding in the bushes, but as soon as he got spotted, he got melted. But yeah, so if you want to hold on, we'll have another match for you, and hopefully it goes a whole lot better than this one did. They basically just finished artillery off here and end of story. So hold on, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, what can I say about that match? Well, as you can see, artillery had a hard-on for me. I guess he didn't realize there was, 14 other players, and he just put round after round after round into me. And let's see, yeah, he did the most damage to it, 2344 for his team. But Yeah, I probably should have started slinging some HE shells at that haul down Carnarvon, because we were just basically pulling up. I'd shoot him and bounce, he'd shoot me and bounce. It's just back and forth. We did get some penetrating rounds into him, 3 of them. Knocked out his ammo rack, his track. Or, I mean, didn't hit. We only penned him once for 378. The Amex 5100, we put 2 shots into him for 660. And right off the bat, artillery was hitting me. There's really, I mean, they would hit me and I would repair and I would get 1 shot off and they would hit me again. And then my repair thing wasn't there, so I'd have to wait till it just automatically, the crew got better. Otherwise, you shoot and your round just flies up in the air and doesn't go anywhere near where you're shooting. So yeah, basically that match, artillery just basically ruined that whole match for me. Literally, that's all I got shot with at the beginning that was doing any damage to me was artillery. And our artillery, on the other hand, sucked so bad that we got no artillery support. I have no clue what he was shooting at, but he was definitely not shooting at any of the stuff that was over by us. I probably pushed a little bit too hard, but first match, want to see what it's got. It's got great armor against tier 8s, obviously. But bouncing damage is not going to win you a match. Well, it can if you get damage after you bounce them around. But I just was having a horrible match because every time I turn around, I was stunned from artillery. And I thought they fixed it so if the same artillery shot you time and time again, you took less and less stun damage. Well, you could fool me because I was stunned literally that whole match. I was nothing but stunned. We hit, I actually don't think I shot the Bulldog. Yeah, it must have been when he rammed into me at the end there. So yeah, that was a horrible game. I mean, literally a horrible match for me. And we still did 5th most damage, if that's not telling you what kind of team we had. Yeah, that was it was sad. We had 17 shots, 11 hit, and only penned 3. And it's just, I really probably should have started just flinging HE shells like crazy. I think I have like 8 of them. Yeah, I had 8, and I went to repair my track or unstun my crew one of the gazillion times. Yeah, I got hit 19 times, only 2 penned, 13 non-penetrating. So that tells you artillery hit me 13, probably almost all of those 13 shots were from artillery. I haven't watched the replay yet, but I imagine probably at least 10 to 12 of those were all non-penetrating, were all artillery hits hitting me. Says hits result with splash damage 6. I know I got hit more than 6 times from artillery. Even if they didn't hit me, they were still splashing next to me and stunning me. So we blocked 2,980 damage. So you can see against tier 8, yeah, it's got great armor. Against 9 and 10s, all I got to do is dab the 2 key and they're going to go right through you. We damaged 3, destroyed 0. Damage with our assistance was 885. We had no help on that side. I mean, there was myself, the Ferdinand was over there, and I think we had like 1 medium, a T-44 maybe. Yeah, it's just everybody went into the city and, hid behind buildings and did nothing to help the team. We still walked away with 14,947 credits. I didn't shoot any premium, and the reason why is because I didn't feel necessary, because I would have just bounced off the turrets of everything I was getting shots at anyways. So, yeah, the mistake I made, I should have definitely loaded HE shells. You can see, I mean, we bounced 3 from the 5100, the Carnarvon we bounced 7, T-44 we bounced 1, and the enemy turtle we bounced 2. So, yeah, that was for the first match. And like I said, I always show the first match. Unfortunately, that was just an abysmal, crappy match. And I was literally stunned pretty much the whole frickin' match. So, yeah, what a fun match that was. Yeehaw. Let's, somebody sent me a message, I don't know, I got it today. And I apologize. I haven't had internet. I'm out in Utah right now, and I've had absolutely no internet connection. So I just got it today where I was able to do this video and upload it. And a message I had about a artillery review I did months ago about, I said something about, did they over-nerf artillery? And I was kind of more talking about for doing your missions to get your your Topsy 260, your T55A, and stuff like that. Not just for your average, regular, everyday match. I guess I should explain myself a little bit more, but he called me something rather, unsomething or other swine. I got a kick out of it. Oh, and look, you can see my mouse. You should be able to see my mouse now. I figured out what it was that was stopping my mouse from being able to be seen. It's a flaw in um, the NVIDIA. Um, what is that called? Actually, I can show you now that I have a mouse. So NVIDIA, I'm not even going to click on it because it's got that little exclamation point. So the NVIDIA GeForce Game Ready Driver Update, now that's for the drivers, yeah, but if I click on this, I'm going to have to update my drivers going right to the NVIDIA site because it's the NVIDIA GeForce Experience. 2.19, you have a mouse. You can see it, works beautiful. But I think it's 2.20, the next version up. For some reason, your mouse is gone. And they haven't done a hot fix with all the people complaining about it, including me. Because when you do a review of a tank, it's nice when I say, okay, when you have the spot right here and I circle over it, you can't see with their new version. But with the old version, I've got a mouse and you can see me circling around the left side of the tank, or tank destroyer. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and show one more replay, and I haven't even played it yet, so hopefully, wish me luck, hopefully it's a lot better. I've got this set up with gun rammer, vents, and almost coated optics, binocular telescope. So I'm going to try and play this a little bit more, I'd say safe in the back a little bit, not push up so much, maybe I can stay hidden. Concealment isn't too bad, 17.28, but I've been using this natural cover, which bumps it up to 27. So it gives me quite a little bit better camo rating. And I also took the crew from my Tortoise and I put it in the Turtle, so they have brothers in arms now. But anyways, yeah, so if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll have some more gameplay and post-game stats in the next match. So if you want to hold on, I'll be right back. Alrighty, so here's our second match in the Turtle Mark 1 on steps. And normally on this map, I like to go to the west side and try and back up any of the heavies that are pushing up along the 1-2 line. And I do take off that way, but then I noticed pretty much our whole team was going that way, so I turn around and decide to set up on the east side, up on this hill. Oh, look, you can see my mouse now, yay! So you can see I'm heading this way, and I'm looking, kind of watching, going, oh, yep, here goes a YOLO train going one way. And so you'll see me stop and turn around because obviously with 2 tanks, 1 tank destroyer, and 1 heavy going that way, because we had a low, our top tier player who's, I don't like to point things out, but when you see somebody that's got a, win 8 like he did, you know that they're clueless. So that's probably his biggest tank that he has, and he probably bought it, and his other big tank is probably a tier 3. So I figured I better head this way, and I think the RHM thought the same thing. So that way we don't have 2 tanks just get YOLO'd over here, rolled over, and then they come up and just start pegging our guys in the side. I haven't told the low, I'm like, follow me, but he doesn't. He just sits there, so whatever. But when you're driving this thing, it is slow, very, very, very slow. So you need to kind of pick a position out and head that way right off the bat and stick to it. But the reason I turned around is because I felt if I did not turn around with only 2 tanks on the east side of the map, and I know a lot of times mediums and heavies will push the east side pretty heavy. So I just felt like I need to go over here and back these guys up. I don't like to set and just snipe, but the first match we had didn't work out all too well for me because I pushed, got into a position where everything I was shooting at was hauled down. I was hauled down, so basically it was just a bounce-a-thon. So this time I wanted to take up a position where I thought I would have a little bit better impact in the game. Now I don't have 6th Sense on this yet, so coming up here I was kind of risking it because I don't know if I'm lit or not, and they do have 2 artilleries, and if I got spotted, well, you know what that spells, disaster. So at first I was holding off even shooting at this T-44, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to pull the trigger. The accuracy, I've got it down pretty darn good. So I felt like I didn't have to worry about not hitting the target. The only thing I had to worry about was it hitting his turret and bouncing or getting lit. But he was so far back that even, I'm behind the bushes, so quite a distance behind the bush. So I felt like I was pretty safe at pulling the trigger and. As soon as I did it, back that T-44 off. He does try coming forward again at a different angle, and we start putting some rounds into him. So that worked out for us and not for him. I pushed forward just a little bit to the bush here, a little bit closer to see if I could get the J Panther or the 1:30 p.m. lit up at setting back there. And sure enough, the Scorpion's rolling up here, and the reload on this is just so awesome. It's 5.38 seconds. We're not spotted because you can see he tried shooting, but he was just shooting at wherever. That one hit the rock, which kind of sucked. And I was hoping he'd just kind of keep on pushing around the rock, and he stops, and then he does kind of. I thought he was going to go down in that ditch, so I was pre-aiming down there. That way, if he did, by the time he got spotted, but he came out on this side. And believe it or not, I don't think I was spotted. Yeah, there I did get spotted there. So a couple rounds hit us. STRV shooting premium rounds, which that thing's got like almost 300 penetration on a standard round. Cracks me up why people would shoot premium rounds in all tier 8 match. I mean, it's like, I guess I like wasting credits. I mean, this has got good armor, but if your premium round, I don't know, a premium round on that could probably go through this where you wouldn't think it would. But that 1:30 p.m. tries to kind of roll up here and be a little sneaky, so I figured, we're going to go ahead and just kind of work on him. The T-44 is trying to get our RHM taken out, so as soon as he pops around to go down below, we get a nice shot on his side. The SU 1:30 p.m. is just rocking up here. He had something better that he wanted to do but play our World of Tanks, so we're able to finish him off and take him out. We actually got penned by the STRVS-1 with his Guild round, and believe it or not, I think, yep, he put it right through our commander, or right through the gun mantle. I was really surprised that he actually put that right through it. I mean, that's like literally, and you can see, I mean, right here, and went through, and then kept going. And that's like 400 millimeters thick spaced armor. I mean, it's like super thick. I could not believe he went through both the gun right through there. I mean, I was like, holy crap. But that's what I'm saying with the STRVS-1. Standard rounds, yeah, that wouldn't have gone through. Premium rounds, yeah, you press number 2 and you're 20% better. So, or 30 or 40 or whatever. So, anyways, get back to the game. So now the RHM, I'm just kind of trying to keep him covered. I was going to go down after the T-44, and then the RHM gets taken out. So you can see I started backing right back up. And this does 10 in reverse, 20 in forward. So I got down that little bit of hill pretty quick, and it took me twice as long to back up the darn thing. But now that T-44 is not spotted, the low actually, I was surprised, came over here, and goes down. He went right where he should have, but we needed him over here at the beginning of the match. But whatever, whatever. I don't like setting back here just sniping, but this I'm finding is more with its traverse speed and everything else. T-44 is kind of taking off, and we're able to put one up as keister as he runs, and we left him on 68 hit points. So 300, I think it's actually 300 average damage on this gun, so that was exactly, no, 330, so that was a 30, oh man, that was a bunch of crap. 30 low on that round hitting that T-44. That sucks. I mean, that should have finished him off. But RNG screwed me. I thought he was going to keep moving forward, but somebody popped his track off. Must have been artillery, maybe. Now I'm just trying to get loaded to shoot him, and the accuracy on this is really good, so I thought I might be able to sliver shot in there. But now all that's left is 2 tank destroyers, and what's the last tank up there? Oh, never mind, he just got taken out. It was a T-34-3 by the looks of it. But anyway, so that's it for us damage-wise, because I got turbo running on this, and it's just not getting us there any quicker. No, I'm just kidding. No turbo, unfortunately. Be cool if you go from 20, hit a turbo button, and shoot it up to about 60. But yeah, that's all she wrote. So I felt the decision I made to go up here and just basically snipe was probably for the best, just due to the fact that we only had one tank and a tank destroyer head this way at the beginning of the match. And if I didn't go up here, I kind of think we'd have been rolled, or at least those two tanks, because they were taken out pretty quick, would have had free game to get up on this hill and start getting shots in our sides of our guys sitting back by the cap and whatnot, and take out our artillery and all that jazz. So, but yeah, you can see that STRV put it right. I could not believe he went right through there. I was actually very shocked. But anyways, we shot all standard rounds that match. And so I expect to make a pretty good amount of credits. But if you want to hold on for a minute, we'll have some post-game stats. So I will be right back. Alrighty, so match number 2, a lot better. But also, I played like how I do not like to play, where I sit in the back and just basically snipe. Accuracy of the gun's not really bad. I mean, I got mine down to .32. Aim time is 1.67. So when I would shoot most of the time, I was pretty spot on what I was shooting. I think we got pen one time. I will look at that in a minute. But that ended up being a Master Badge Class 3, so this, I mean, that was 2852 WN8, and we did 2500 or whatever, 2547 damage. So yeah, this thing must be getting played a lot. It is definitely heavily armored. I mean, sitting where I was, you don't really have to worry about getting penned from the front. It's the side that you got to worry about, or if they can go through your drive wheel. But that ended up being a Master Badge Class 3, Fire for Effect, Master Gunner, Bruiser. We hit the T-44 4 times for 1232, and we knocked out his fuel tank. His track bounced one of his rounds for 250. The SU-130 PM, he come barreling up there trying to help the T-44. We hit him 3 times for 631, finished him off. Knocked out his tracks, his commander, his loader. Scorpion G, we hit him 2 times for 684, and knocked out his engine. And he got hit for 466 upon us spotting him. We originally spotted him too. And the STR VS1, he did bounce one on us, but I think he did put a round through us too. Somebody did. But we did second most damage at 2547. The Can PG 105 had a hell of a good game. We had 14 shots, 10 hit, 9 penned. The one that didn't pen actually ended up being a tracking shot on the T-44. We did 2547 damage from a distance of more than 300 meters, 1625. We got hit 3 times. 1 did pen, 2 bounced, so we bounced 640 damage. Spotted 1, damaged 3, destroyed 1. Damage with our assistance was 466. After all was said and done, we walked away with 106,010 credits. We shot all standard rounds. That was it. No HE and no premium rounds. So, if you like to push, I can't. It's hard to recommend this if it's kind of like one of your STR VS1s, red line sniping, because of the simple fact your traverse is slow, the tank itself is slow, reverse is slow. Everything is slow about this tank, but again, it's heavily armored. So if you're sitting in the back, you're definitely the enemy team will have a hard time penning you because you've only got a few weak spots, mainly the commander's hatch, which that even close up is hard to hit sometimes if they're bouncing back and forth. And pretty much the lower plate, which that's a tiny target, from a distance away. And you got spaced armor all around your gun mantle. So from the front, this thing is really hard. If they get on your side, yeah, better chance of penning you. You can side scrape in it, but this really boils down to what type of play style. If you're an aggressive, you want to be in their face type of player, then no, I wouldn't recommend it. If you're a red line sniper set in the back, back up your team from a distance, yeah, I'd highly recommend it. Very highly recommend it. It's great. Got a great spitting out the lead faster than you can frickin' get aimed in on a tank. It's got a great, reload, great aim time. Pretty much everything about it's great, but it's just a red line sniper tank. If it comes down to you versus you know, 3 or 4, let's say, medium and light tanks, well, you better hope you get, you know, outspot them and kill them before they get on you, because they're just going to circle strafe you to death. It just traverses too darn slow. I do like it for the days that I want to set back and just kind of redline snipe. Um, so, I mean, it all boils down, like I said, to your gameplay style, how you like to play. Um, but yeah, anyways, so I hope you enjoyed the replay review of the Tiertail 1, Mark 1. And if you did, please click the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield.